Hello, I am Dennis, and this is my theory of aliens, or as I like to call them, alphas. As someone recently quoted, all good con men have to build up their stories to make their statements seem real facts. Well, here we go. Alphas really exist. Surprising as it may seem to many people, alphas have and still are visiting this planet. Let me start at the beginning. Planet Earth is inhabited by a variety of creatures which are all basically the same construction. Head containing the brain which governs most things, a container for the nutrients to maintain the system, and legs of sort to move around. I understand that there are variations to this, but we won't go into detail. This configuration of all creatures, great and small, requires them to be stuck on the planet. Many people have seen lights in the sky which they cannot explain. Lights that move at incredible speed, stop and go in the reverse direction without any hesitation. Aircraft pilots have witnessed things flying beside them and then speeding away only to disappear somehow. These are not modern phenomena, but have been seen throughout the ages. Alphas are not solid bodies, but pure energy. What a magnificent statement. Years ago, electricity was unknown. Well, unknown as we have it today. Someone discovered it, and things progressed from there. Electricity is an energy. You can see its effects, but you can't see the energy. Many believe that electricity flows through wires. Not quite so. If you take a glass tube of 3 meters long, fill it with glass balls that fit the tube, and sit it horizontal, then nothing happens. But if you push a ball in at one end, then the ball will fall out the other end. The balls seem to flow through the tube just as the atoms move through the wire. If that glass tube were 1 kilometer long and you pushed a ball into one end, then one ball would come out the other end. The length of the tube matters none. It could be 1,000 kilometers long, and the same would happen in the same time. Albert Einstein brought up the theory of space-time warp. The fabric of space can be warped by gravity and maybe by other causes. So, if on a flat spatial plane it takes 2 units of time to go from A to B, then if you warp the plane, the distance may be halved, and it would only take 1 unit of time to go from A to B. Alphas, being energy, are not limited to any particular bounds or bonds. Think of alphas as balls of energy similar to our brain, but without the associated mass that holds it together. They can gather together in 2s or more, exchange information and breed on by binary fission. To alphas, they are real beings. We just do not understand that. Being energy, they can travel the universe at incredible speeds, hence the lights in the sky. For thousands of years they visited planet Earth. They do not have the body mass to manufacture or construct things, but they are very capable of instructing those who are here and do what to do. The precise construction of the pyramids are a good example. Some chap did not wake up one morning and say, "I'm going to build a pyramid to very exacting standards." The Great Pyramid of Cheops was constructed to their specifications so that it aligned with the Nile Delta, and the built-in tube, for the want of another word, had the light from the dog star Sirius shining down into the chamber. The internal construction of the pyramids is a wonder to behold for the ancients who did not have a computer or mobile phone. Then the building stopped. The alphas decided that they'd had enough. Neither did the people in South America race out and draw and construct the huge figures in the desert of Chile. Some of those figures can only be seen from high altitudes. Then there are the rings and patterns that appear overnight in fields. No tracks in or out, but the designs are exacting. Likewise, man has been given instructions of how to make things. Bronze is a good example of that. Copper and tin melted together to make bronze. It takes a high temperature to melt these metals, and tin has a much lower melting point than copper, so why don't these metals separate out when cooling? Copper and tin are located many kilometers away from each other, so how come they found out how to bring them together? It took 2,000 years before iron came into use, but iron is far more common. Many modern discoveries have had to be newly found. Once man had learned to utilize electricity, then the next step was to produce light, then radio, then TV, and so on. Splitting the atom and making it useful for generating power was something new. There are thousands of new discoveries coming to light all the time. But again, a man did not wake up one morning and say, "I'm going to make an X-ray machine." So back to our alphas. As a far more advanced intelligence and being just energy, they're able to travel wherever they want. For us humans, Alpha Centauri is about 4.4 light years away. That's 25 trillion miles. But for alphas, it may only take them 2 years to get here. We are not to know how they can warp space. I could waffle on about so many new inventions that had no precursor to work with. Also, all the records of them being seen here and visiting our planet. They have been seen for many, many years. So, why not? We should visit them when they arrive. So that's Dennis. Bye now.